Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Y'all know what today is. You already know what today is, alright? Today is one of them days where we gotta rub ourselves down with that oil. No homo. Today is one of them days where we gotta praise and worship the Power Rangers franchise. Because we're gonna talk about arguably the best season in the history of the franchise. Power Rangers in Space. Now, my Turbo watch, my Turbo torture made me mad. It made me big mad. The movie, the season, pissed me off. I was angry for 7 days. But if Turbo had to suck so that In Space could be as great as it was, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm about to do something a little cringy. Let's rock it.
Look to the sky as they arrive. When you hear this call, Power Ranger fly, Power Ranger win, Power Ranger, here we go. Power Ranger fly, Power Ranger win, Power Ranger, here we go.
So, we've all heard the stories over the years that originally In Space was supposed to be the last season of the franchise. But early on in that season in 1998, the ratings were so high. Saban was moving so much In Space merchandise. They got such a big reception to the show that Saban said, we gotta keep this thing going. We gotta keep on pumping these things out. So shout out to the entire In Space cast and crew for the hard work y'all put in. Y'all gave us 22 more years of torture mixed in with some good times. Not many, but a few good times. The plot of In Space goes like this. The Turbo Rangers have left Earth and are going out into the galaxy to go look for Zordon and to save him. But they wind up teaming up with a human from another planet, and together with that human, they have to stop the evil Dark Spectre from controlling the entire universe. The way this one opened up, it opened up so great. It opened up with so much momentum because the Rangers are going out into space, like I said, but they don't have any powers. They're beat to high hell. They're going into a new environment. They have no idea what's in store for them, how they're going to save Zordon with no powers. They have no weapons, and they're teenagers. So the stakes are really high. You have this intergalactic meeting of a plethora of PR bad guys. You have Divatox, Rita, Goldar, Zed, Elgar's running around trolling. Piranhatrons and Putties are there. They're this big meeting and they're talking to Dark Spectre about what they're going to do to control the universe underneath his lead. It gave you this real sense of intimidation, like, oh my God, what are all of these bad guys grouping up for? What could they have in store for the Earth and for the entire universe? After that great meetup of those villains and the introduction of Astronomer, you have the Rangers on their Earth rocket ship that are being pulled into the Astro Mega ship. And there's a lot of mystery on the ship. They don't know whose ship it is. They don't know if anybody's aboard, if it's evil, if it's good. And throughout the entire, I think it was first episode and a half, Andros never powers down out of his suit. So there is intrigue into who this guy is. Back in 1998, Andros was one of the coolest Red Rangers, I think, not just in 1998, but in the history of the franchise. But he was also one of the weirdest. He had this really hard time in the beginning of trusting the Rangers. He didn't want nothing to do with them. He was damn near getting ready to lead them to die. He was like, the hell with y'all. I thought that was cool seeing a Red Ranger at that time period with a different personality. Seeing the Red Ranger be a person that has to join an already established team because that's the Turbo team. But when you look at Andros, you say, he reminds me of somebody. And once you watch the first 10 episodes, you automatically know Power Rangers in Space is Star Wars. Andros has blonde hair. He has a weapon called an Astro Saber. Lightsaber. He has telekinesis where he can move items and things without actually touching them. AKA the Force. He is Luke Skywalker to a 10. And I think that's part of what makes people love that character so much. And he also has the superhuman ability to attract chicks. When I tell you that I ain't never seen a woman so eager, so thirsty for a dude. I mean, damn. She act like she saw baller. She act like she met the dude that runs Microsoft. I mean, Jesus Christ. When Ashley came up to Andros, was I the only one that heard that water faucet running?
You're human.
What'd you expect?
I don't know. I mean, you're not from Earth, are you?
Well, hey, I'm Cassie. It's really nice to meet you.
And I'm Ashley.
Was I the only one that was like, damn, that was quick. She got thirsty for that alien real quick. And Carlos, you gotta hold this L. You gotta hold it. I mean, damn. You lost your chick to a dude from another planet. Damn. If that ain't Superman, that's a big ass L, homie. Like any season of Power Rangers, you have the main villain, and then you have a plethora of side villains that assist the main bad guy. Power Rangers in Space has the best villains in the franchise. Let me school y'all real quick. If you ever want to know how to write a great villain, if you ever want to know what makes some of the best villains in all of cinema, it's villains that are heroes of their own story. Get away from the bad guy that's like Dark Spectre. I just want to destroy the world because I'm evil. Nah, fuck you. Fuck that. Get away from him. When you talk about the motivations of villains in Power Rangers in Space, it is great. Astronomer was taken away from Andros and her home planet when she was a small child. And she was raised to believe that the Red Ranger killed and destroyed her family, her home planet. So she spends all this time trying to destroy him. You have a villain like Ecliptor that looks badass as hell. Ecliptor is raising Astronomer. He's protecting Astronomer. He looks at Astronomer as his daughter. That's great character motivation because you don't know how far he'll go to do whatever's going to make his little girl happy inside of his own mind. Even somebody like Darkonda that was self-motivated. He had his own intentions inside of the other evil intentions of Dark Spectre, of Astronomer, that was sexy as hell in this show, may I might add. And the Psycho Rangers. Some of the best costumes in the history of the franchise. When the Psycho Rangers came into this season, they came at a point where Astronomer was tipping between good and evil. That was genius by the writers because it gave Astronomer a stronger presence behind her beyond just Ecliptor, who was kind of getting his ass whooped at different points of the season. It gave her some real backbone. I love the Psycho Rangers. In Space did something that not a lot of seasons of many shows can do. Have you ever been driving in a car and you know you're going the wrong way and you ignore it and you ignore it, and then 30 minutes later you're lost and you're like, how the hell did I get here? Power Rangers in Space did not do that. They caught themselves at that 5-minute mark. Let me turn around real quick because I'm really fucking this up right now. Course correction. Did y'all remember that in the early portions of this season, the Ranger team is going to school still? So they're in outer space doing their thing, and then they go back to Angel Grove High for school. But it gets even weirder. Andros, who's from a different planet, KO-35, for some dumb reason, was going to school with them. How? Why? That makes no sense. And they corrected that. They never went back to school again in the later episodes. You saw them at the surf spot. You saw them maybe eating lunch together at a mall, but you never saw them at school again. Genius by the writers. And Bulk and Skull had minor roles this season. Their minor roles not only made their presence more funny when they popped up, but it also allowed for better character development of the people you really care about. The Power Rangers. Speaking of the Rangers, in every season of the franchise, there's always one Power Ranger that doesn't really get enough love, right? On the team, this person kind of gets shafted, and that Ranger this season was Cassie. A lot of other members of the team had episodes that developed their characters, right? We remember Adam coming back and working with Carlos in that one episode. TJ kind of forgetting his memory gave him more character development. Andros and Ashley. But Cassie really gets the shelf, which kind of makes me think that maybe this would have been better as the first season of Power Rangers to only have one female Ranger, because all of the female development goes to Astronomer and Ashley. Now, I'm going to keep it a buck. Alright, this is getting ready to turn into Power Rangers After Dark for the next 40 seconds. Alright, I'm getting ready to be real. Now, growing up, a lot of y'all absolutely loved Kimberly. Kimberly was the best to all the male fans. For a lot of reasons, we ain't gonna get into that, okay? But for me, Kimberly was not my favorite. For me, it was Ashley. So the other day, I'm going through the Power Rangers in Space episodes in preparation for this review. And as I go through the episodes, I'm like, man, I really liked Ashley as a kid. I liked her. And then I started to notice why. Mamacita. God damn. Her body is banging this season. I don't know what kind of water they had on the Astro Mega ship. Maybe they had that Michael Jordan secret stuff from Space Jam. Maybe they had that. I'm not sure what she was drinking. But there are some episodes where that body is banging from head to toe. There are some episodes where the costume department knew what they were doing. Woo, shit. I really enjoyed watching Power Rangers in Space. That's all I'm gonna say. Every season of the franchise has 1 or 2 episodes that's absolutely cringe. Like, turn away from the TV. I can't watch this. I can't believe somebody said this was okay. What is going on? And that episode was the Turtle crossover. Now, they winded up crossing over with the Do-Rag Turtles from The Next Mutation. Terrible decision. Awful decision. And what makes it even worse is when Michelangelo decides to flirt with the female Power Rangers.
As for me, I never doubted your existence for a minute, Miss Yellow Ranger.
Stop that. Please stop that. We don't like that. I don't like that. Please stop. In previous seasons, the morphing sequence was a basic kind of a morphing sequence, not anything too crazy or too over the top. It normally just featured the Rangers facing forward and their suit coming on them in some sort of fashion. Not anything high tech for the time period, but the morphing sequence in Power Rangers in Space is boring. It is really dry. It's one of the most boring morphing sequences ever. And they couldn't even be bothered with actually making it something different from the Sentai. It's literally the morphing sequence from Mega Ranger. Literally part for part, except for the actor appearing in the beginning, which they cut out later on. The morphing sequence is really boring. And even the morpher design. I can remember so many morphers from other seasons, but I can never remember this one. One thing I noticed as I continued to watch the episodes was that this was the first season of Power Rangers that didn't really have color stereotypes. You know how in certain seasons you see the Pink Ranger and she's automatically going to be in a relationship of some sorts with the Red Ranger. You see the Blue Ranger and he's not really doing much leading. He's just kind of sitting back, being a Robin. And I mean Damian Wayne. I don't mean Tim Drake or Jason Todd. I mean, he's being Damian. He's a little bitch. In this season, you can argue that TJ was the leader of the Power Rangers because there are so many moments where they're dealing with social conflict on the megaship, or they're in situations where they need elite level intellect to get out of bad areas, and TJ is the one leading. When Astronomer becomes good temporarily towards the back end of the season, TJ is the one that sees through it and tries to get Andros to understand, hey, yo, you tripping. She's evil.
Listen, if this is a trap, we're walking right into it.
If we take her, it's under one condition. We restrain her.
No! I can't do that.
Andros, it's too risky.
It's okay.
So, where's Zordon?
TJ had a bigger role as a leader than what I remembered as a kid. One thing that current seasons of Power Rangers is missing big time is creativity in the writer's room. Boy, In Space was so creative. I'm watching this thing the other day like, wow, that's cool. They have this thing on the Astro Mega ship that's like the danger room from the X-Men, but it's called the Simu Deck, where they can step inside of a virtual world and do all types of like training, and they can play basketball, and it's really, really cool. The different types of things that they can do in the Simu Deck. And even when they go to other planets, there are planets that have tough gravity to the point where the Rangers can barely stand up. There are other planets with extreme heat, with extreme living conditions. You had one planet that had an underground colony of people. The writing was really well done on In Space. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. Let's talk about that CGI. The CGI for Power Rangers In Space, it's bad. Okay, it does not hold up at all by today's standards. It's awful. The green screen is something from a porn parody from 1985. It is bad. It's bad. Whether you're talking about them being on the Galaxy Gliders or the Megazords flying around in space, it looks pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's real bad. Although they do a good job in the season of actually using the weapons a lot. I noticed that this season they use their weaponry a lot more frequently than the past seasons. That's something else that made Power Rangers In Space cool. But also, something that made me kind of cringe and go, damn, y'all really think that there's oxygen in space? Shout out to Carlos. You are Ranger of the Year for this.
Well, what do you think?
I don't want to be an astronaut anymore.
Huh? You don't?
Nope, I want to be a Power Ranger.
Well, keep dreaming and someday you might just be one. Okay, hold on. Next, I'm gonna take you up to see the moons of Jupiter.
Okay, now that was kind of cringy. That was kind of cringy. Now get ready for this, because this is kind of cringy too. The ending of Power Rangers in Space, countdown to destruction, with all of the bad guys coming down onto Earth and wiping out the planet, or trying to wipe out the planet, was all beautiful. You feel the weight of society on your shoulders. Everything was fine up to that point, but my fucking God, the Pokemon tears that came from Andros' face until Astronomer that made her into Chrome again. Oh my God, he just did the same thing that Pokemon did in Pokemon, the first movie, when Ash Ketchum died. What are y'all doing? Why are you doing that? Oh my God. I know you did not just do that. Why are you doing that? Please stop that. That was awful. Damn, it was so good up to that point. Why did he do that? That's just stupid. So Power Rangers in Space, what does it get? What does it deserve? Power Rangers in Space gets a mother freaking A. It gets an A. This is a top 3 season in the history of the franchise. Not too many bad things to say. A lot of it is just nitpicks. When you talk about in Space, it had the best villains, the best cast, the best synergy, the best creative writing. It was so good, y'all. 42 episodes, easily worth it. Shout out to Power Rangers Turbo. You laid the groundwork, and In Space took off with it. Fuck you, Turbo. Fuck you. oh, fuck you. But In Space was great. Anyway, it's been weird, but it's been real. Remember, Power Rangers in Space. Ashley had a grown woman body. Remember that. Body was banging. Body was banging. Get out of here, bitch.
4G's on the G. I jump into the bloody bottoms is underneath. Cause all my niggas got it out the streets. I keep 100 racks inside my jeans. I remember hitting them all with the whole team. Now niggas pay us a call.